Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Welcome to the worst writer in the world with me, Rufus, and my furry, fluffy-tailed companion. Fluffy tail. Yeah. Rabbit Howard. You're right there, Howard. Thank you to the British Comedy Guide for hosting this show. Thanks to our lovely patrons on Patreon for financing this show. And thanks to you for listening to this show. So this week it's part 2 of King Pink, which we started last week. And Howard, do you remember anything that happened in part 1? We met the two main characters, right? The two characters who were both definitely going to be in it.
Yes.
Right? Which was Ajax, a Barbabian.
With marrows for muscles.
Muscles.
Who, if he puts some clothes on, it turns into a 3-piece suite.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember
Absolutely. And if you measure him, he's somewhere around 8 feet tall. But if you don't, he's a tiny, tiny dwarf.
He's a Barbabian.
And of course, Johann Spellbinder, not Johann P. Spellbinder, because he's not a P-Nazi in this one. Johann Spellbinder, who on average,
He averages
6'4".
6 feet, yeah.
Averages 6'4".
And he's quite dreamy, isn't he? He's got
quite
dark
dreamy.
eyes and he's dreamy.
Yeah, according to Howard, but not his wife.
Yeah.
Howard thinks he's hot, but his wife thinks he's stupid.
And then there was something about a penis.
There were some boats. Yeah, we met the characters, and then there were some boats, and one of them was a penis,
and the queen
the other was a large penis.
was throwing fiery eggs at people. Basically, I don't think anything happened last week. Is why we can't.
I think you might be correct.
But it seems like there's a pirate ship attacking another ship, and that's the plot.
All right, shall we get back to it with part 2?
Yes.
I don't know. I felt like you got your catchphrase a bit wrong there.
Do you think?
It didn't sound the same somehow. Samson made a movement to attack. It looked like it said, Samson made a movement to attack a lovely sailor.
Yeah, I mean, he would do.
But
He's evil. He finds the loveliest sailors and murders them.
Yeah. I've done the kids. Now,
yeah.
Who's lovely?
Are you riding home to your mum? I'm going to get you.
Yeah. Which of you are kind-hearted? Okay, right.
Yeah, you over there petting that dog. I'm coming for you.
Are you doing embroidery?
We have no idea.
Embroidering
We have
something.
no idea what the word lovely means, do we? Doing embroidery, writing to your mum and petting a dog.
Petting a dog, yeah.
I know, I mean, Hitler used to pet his dog.
Yeah. And John the crocheting murderer. He was famous for crocheting using his victim's skin.
That's right.
Was it crocheting? Is that what I said, or was it something else?
Crocheting, yes.
It was that, right?
I think
Okay,
so.
got
No,
confused.
embroidering,
Maybe
you said.
I
You
did
said
some other
embroidering
saying.
first, and then you moved to
I
crochet.
can't even keep up with my own shit jokes.
It's okay. Everyone knows that.
That's how little we know about loveliness. We can't even keep it straight once we start on a bit.
I'm not sure there's a difference between crocheting and the other one. I've forgotten. Forgotten now.
It's embroidery.
I was going to say banqueting. I was like, that's not the right word.
There's no difference between crocheting and banqueting, is there? Well, a little bit, yes. Now, it's also, let's say it all comes under the blanket term of sewing.
Yeah.
Someone out there now is going, no, those are three different things. Getting really annoyed.
Blanket term is wool shop. I think we know that. Hey, you over there opening a wool shop. I'm going to kill you. Stop being so lovely.
No, that's true. Now, if there's one thing that's definitely lovely, it's opening a wool shop, because that's also providing more jobs for women.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
So Samson made a movement to attack a burly sailor, checked himself, looked around the pinnace, and headed purposefully towards the cabin. So he looked at a burly sailor, checked his pinnace, and then went for the cabin. He's like,
Did he tell the burly sailor to meet him in 5 minutes? That's my question.
But no, but he didn't attack him. He went to attack him, but then realised he was burly, and then was like, okay, I'm going to take my pinnace into this room and get ready.
Yeah.
If you want to join me in 5 minutes, that's up to you. You know, that's okay. I wouldn't mind.
I'm just going up to the crow's nest.
Meet me there in 5 minutes. I'm going to be wanking. I'm going to be wanking for 5 minutes. Don't know why. Don't know why. Nobody know why. I just like to wank on the crow's nest for 5 minutes and then fuck a burly sailor, okay? I'll piss on you. Hey, we could piss on everyone from up there. Oh, my God. And then the burly sailor was fucked so hard and so well that he lost control of his faculties and pissed off of the crow's nest onto every sailor. And then Samson joined in with his big erection.
And all the other sailors came and pissed on him to make him feel less ashamed.
He's up there faking it. Oh, no. I'm so ashamed that I accidentally pissed on everyone from up the crow's nest out of my erection. The only thing that could make me feel better. A dark-clothed figure flitted, unnoticed, across the prow of the ship and round to the port. The figure leapt into a rowing boat, and the boat began to descend. The pirate who was waiting in the boat went by the name of Gregor and clearly recognised the black-clothed figure.
The black-clothed figure that flitted around, that's Joanne P. Spellbinder.
Oh, is it? Okay. Should have mentioned his glowing boots, then I would have known who it was. Gregor recognised the black-clothed figure. He was very disappointed that he was orders not to kill the man. That he had orders not to kill the man, I guess. But instead, he just clubbed him down with a handy oar. Stopping only briefly to decapitate a rat, Samson...
I have decreed this rat non-lovely. Oh, no, is lovely. It's a lovely...
They're lovely.
It's a lovely rat.
I love it. Oh, that rat's so lovely.
Look at that rat sat there embroidering and right into its mum.
Look at it embroidering his crochet.
Yeah, I'm going to have its head off and then I'm going to put it in Ajax's box.
Look at that rat crocheting his dog while embroidering his mum. Oh, lovely. No, wait a minute. I think I've got confused. Stopping only briefly to decapitate a rat. I think that's a euphemism.
Sure.
I just pulled the head off a rat. you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, going upstairs now. Okay, see you in 5 minutes.
Decapitatation. Want some decapitatation? I think you would.
Samson reached the cabin and kicked down the door. The inside was pretty much the same as the rest of the ship.
Yeah, outside. Couldn't be more dissimilar if it tried the inside bit, really.
The inside was pretty much the same as the rest of the ship, made of wood.
Fair enough.
That's what you wrote.
Okay.
Sparsely furnished and illuminated by
the sun? I mean, because that's what's illuminating the outside, the sun.
And it had a big sun inside. Yeah. and the sea.
Yeah.
Inside the cabin was the sea and the sun and the world and space.
And a burly sailor.
And illuminated by a few dull glowing lanterns. Samson walked over to a desk in one corner and began searching through its drawers. Gregor burst in, his beard flapping in the strength of the breeze.
Yeah, a strong
It's
breeze.
a very, very strong breeze. Oh, it's very breezy out here on the sea today, isn't it? Oh, look at my beard flapping all over the place in the breeze. He held aloft a tatty piece of parchment and cried gleefully, "I've got it, Captain." The pirates cheered as the black-clothed figure was thrown overboard, locked up with large chains and several locking mechanisms.
Good.
They watched for a while, noted the bubbles that came up, and dispersed, laughing and chatting amongst themselves.
Did you see those bubbles? I love bubbles.
Next, they destroyed the penis. Next, they destroyed the penis.
It's nice to have a party after you've murdered someone, isn't it?
Everybody, that was pretty good. You see those bubbles, yeah? Did it get you in the mood for anything? Maybe you want to destroy my penis?
Yeah.
You want to
Get out.
come over and destroy the penis?
No, maybe I could destroy your penis, then you destroy my penis. I don't know who has to go first.
And then when we've destroyed each other's penises, I could chop the head off your rat if you like. Do you want to do? If you're into that kind of thing, no shame if you're not. You know, it's okay. Next, they destroyed the penis. totally by the use of axes and fire. And that's funny with both meanings. If we're still talking about destroying a penis, or if they destroyed a boat totally by the use of axes and fire. Why are they doing the axes? If they set it on fire, that's enough, right? No, what are you doing? I'm just axing the boat. Why? It's going to burn. It's fine. Before hopping back to their own ship. What a hell of a day, Johann thought, as he sunk to the bottom of the steam. Okay. I think it says ocean.
Yeah, I'm going to go with ocean.
But the second letter is definitely a T. So it looks like O-team, actually.
Well, how do you spell the word potion? With a T.
With a P.
Take the P off.
Yeah.
What have you got? Ocean.
I feel like I mean, we did remove Johann P. Spellmarcy. That's not his name. I can't stop saying that now.
Yeah.
Maybe he took all the P's with him so he could oppress them wherever he's going. As he sank to the bottom of the ocean, he now wished that he hadn't accepted the bloody mission. He'd been attacked by 12 assassins before even leaving port.
Wow.
Then attacked by pirates. And now he was drowning. Johann mumbled a few gurgly words under his breath and waved a free finger.
A free finger.
The chains began to change to a blackish colour, and their links began to join together. Eyes and mouths and small hidden fins formed on the strange objects before taking their final shape. They were eels, 26 in all,
Oh, shit.
and they all slithered away in search of food.
Food.
That's what it says.
The redraft was a classy move on my part, and I remember the teacher liking it.
Yeah.
Mr. Cotton.
I bet he gave you 19 out of 20 in a merit.
The changes I instigated in King Pink in that sequence
Yeah.
is he did his magic and they turned into eels, and then they were electric eels, and the eels were like, let's get this guy. So the eels started to attack him.
Okay.
But then, just as they were going to get him, they were crushed by a falling penis. Basically, they get killed by the boat and it crushes them. So he gets saved by a little bit of serendipity.
That's a wonderfully kind of simplistic understanding of physics again, isn't it? It's like cartoon physics. It's like, essentially, it's a falling safe, isn't it? It's a safe falling on Wile E. Coyote's head.
Yeah.
But this is water and
Yeah.
a boat and eels and, all of... I'm sure eels can feel, like, movement in the water from quite far away, I expect, and avoid the danger of a plummeting boat. But also, it's not going to be plummeting like a safe on Wile E. Coyote because it's in water.
Exactly, that's why
it's a boat might be falling apart.
That's
It's
why
not just
they
a block.
don't notice, because it sneaks up on them.
Yeah. I mean, I think because you were a kid, and also you're quite famous for being poor at physics. but I think the person we should really be criticising here is Mr. Cotton for going, "Oh yeah, that's really good," rather than, "Can you speak to the physics teacher?" Yes, I've noticed a weak spot in your education. I mean, you're very good at English. Look, don't get me wrong. I mean, you deserve 19 out of 20 for literally everything you write.
Thank you.
And a merit for about half of the things. And I know this because I've read your school books. It's led that you never got below 19 out of 20. Although I never actually saw you get 20 out of 20 either. I bet Mr. Cotton never gave 20 out of 20. I bet he had a little rule in his head. He's like, always let them strive for better.
Yeah.
You know, and people like you probably would have done. Be like, I want to get 20 out of 20. One of these days I'm going to get it. And he never would give it to you because he always wanted you to keep trying harder.
Yeah. It's like when you go to university, they can't give you 100%, can they? Because that would mean that, like, you were the teacher. So... Yeah,
that is true. And they don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
They're like, I've got to feed my family.
And I got 19 because Mr. Cotton would have had to retire and let me become English teacher if he'd given me 20. I wonder why we did get that huge description of Ajax at the front of the book since he's not in it.
I was about to say, and Johan, don't forget, but yeah, you know, your point is correct. It's a shame that it didn't have a description of all the characters from Stars, despite the fact only one of them's in it. Yeah. A page on each of them would be great. Yeah. Well, Timkins, woman. Bar in bag. Okay, that's all.
Timkins was a woman. She was either 5 foot or 6 foot, depending on whether she felt like it or not.
Yeah, she had 2, maybe 3 legs. She had an average of 2 legs, approximately 2 legs and 1 head. Yeah, depending on how you measured her. Okay, here we go. Samson and Gregor were in the Hail Mary's cabin, which was practically the same as Striker's. Is Striker the other boat, the one they just sank? Is that the name of the penis?
Yeah.
Yeah, because these sailors got a boat and went, right, we're going to call our pinnace Striker.
Yeah.
They were those kind of men. My pinnace is called Striker. Not Tiny. They wanted to call it Tiny. Call our pinnace Tiny, but I said no. Let's call it Striker. Call it Big massive. Striker.
Come on, my pinnace. It's called Massive.
It doesn't look big enough for 2 people.
Have you met my massive?
That's quite small.
Have you met my massive penis? Met it?
Yeah, I can introduce you, Mr. Pinnis. Would you like to meet John?
Give it a little shake. Just say hello.
Oh, you sank it. Oh, you sank my pinnis. That's probably crushed an eel. Yeah.
Oh, why are the eels bigger than my penis? What's going on? I finally solved that question of Annalisa's from Notes on Love.
Which one? Question?
Because it's not head over heels, it's head over eels, isn't it?
How does that solve anything? Surely that just raises more questions.
No.
Well, question. Why, when someone's in love, does the position of their head in relationship to eels matter?
Well, it's very simple, of course.
So the reason is... no, I don't know.
Because of the television show The Love Boat. And The Love Boat is for the people who are in love. And that boat is above eels at all time. It's never below eels, always above them.
Yeah, the first version of that saying was, I love you so much, I'm on the love boat. But they thought that was a bit too on the nose,
yeah.
So they had to mix it up a bit, make it a bit more metaphorical. Oh, I'm head over eels in love. Oh, thanks, Will. Okay. No more questions, I'm fine. All right, let's go to sleep. Sleepy Bibles. Will you sing me to Sleepy Boom Eyes?
Oh, fuck. I love that so much.
Annalisa. What a character. I remember us getting really annoyed with her. Like, really genuinely annoyed. Oh, gosh, she's so annoying. Okay, so Samson and Gregor were in the Hail Mary's cabin, which was practically the same as the Strikers, with the exception...
So underwater and full of eels. Yes.
You know, I can't help but think that there's something wrong with the cabin here. Yeah, did it always used to have this many eels swimming around in it? So it was practically the cabin was practically the same as the Strikers, with the exception that this one had a fireplace cleverly built into its structure, and that's why the boat was on fire.
Yeah. That sounds dangerous. And a hole cleverly drilled into the floor.
100 holes to ventilate the boat.
I think I figured out where the eels are coming from.
No, I don't. No, we need those holes for the smoke to get out.
Yeah.
Should we not put them in the roof?
Yeah.
No, it's cold if you do that. And Ohio Grant might come in. I suppose I tell you what, we found this out before, that I don't know anything about boats, and here's another example of that.
Right.
I suppose boats probably did have fires on them, right?
Yeah.
For like warmth and stuff, because otherwise they might have frozen to death when they were going, all right, let's go round Norway. Oh dear, we're all dead now. You know, like when Frankenstein was trying to escape from his monster over the ice floes and everything, and there was that boat picked him up. I mean, were they all dead in blocks of ice? Or did they have fires in the cabins?
They all had fires in the cabins and holes in the floors with the eels coming through. That's my understanding of boats. Yeah.
But at the same time, if a boat's made of wood, isn't that just really dangerous? And also, isn't the boat on fire and everyone's dead now? I know so little about boats, I don't know how that works. I guess there's things like metal.
I mean,
I guess metal exists.
You can tell I didn't either, which is why I've decided to claim that it was clever. Because I wouldn't have known if boats had fires in either. So I've said cleverly, just in case they don't have.
Cleverly built into its structure, which could mean just well designed if it's normal, but could also mean really unusual because no other boat in the history of the world has ever had a fire on it before, but this one did. Smart work, young Howard.
Thank you.
So fireplace cleverly... Oh, actually, it only says a fireplace. It doesn't say anything's lit. Someone built a fireplace and they went, hang on.
Yeah, well, no.
Wait a minute. How are we going to light a fire when the cabin is full of water and eels? No, it does say... The next line is, a fire was lit.
Okay. Yeah. But not in the fireplace.
Samson's head was on fire. Oh, who put my head on fire? who keeps doing this to me? Who's... just this little prank I was doing. Just thought it'd be fun. I just thought it'd cheer the men up, set the captain's head on fire. A fire was lit, and Samson was attempting to destroy the parchment they had stolen from Johann. Attempting to destroy parchment in a lit fire. Oh, it's so difficult. I don't know how to... I keep trying, but it don't work, and I don't know why. Unless the cabin is actually underwater, that seems weird. Okay, now, I think what it says... I mean, what we're dealing with... I want to warn you, what we're dealing with here is Howard... long made-up word.
Hooray!
Along the lines of Boggity Hell, right?
Oh!
But this one seems to say, the nogging things in Blood-Destructible. And nogging is spelt with a K, Knogging. The nogging thing is in Bloody Destructible.
The nogging.
The pirate captain screamed furiously. Oh, hang on. The nogging thing in Bloody Destructible! Or something like that. That wasn't furious, was it? If a director was here, like, can you do it furiously? And I was like, he'd make me do it again, wouldn't he?
Yeah. The noggin thing.
All right, you're a rather trained actor. We all know you can do it.
Yeah.
But let me have a go. All right, here I go. Is that better, Mr. Director?
Yeah.
I could... Oh, no, that's the wrong character. No, the nagging thing's bloody destructible. I could eat it, suggested Gregor. No, don't bother. It'd probably poison you. No, there must be another way. Is it like magically protected or something? Is it because they got it from a wizard?
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
So he's magicked it.
Yeah.
The twosome emerged from the cabin and onto the deck. Samson went to throw the parchment overboard, but found he couldn't.
Ooh. He didn't have any arms. Surprise! Well, he's a pirate after all. He's just got hooks.
Where's the parchment gone? I thought I had it in my hand, but then I remembered I don't got no hands or arms. No, he tried to throw it overboard, but found he couldn't. It's stuck! The nogging thing is stuck to my hand. The stupid nogging thing.
I mean, when you've come up with a great word like noggin, you've got to get it in.
Well, you can say one thing for it. It's bloody determined. I say bloody. I don't say it's nogging determined. Johann now lay on a board conveniently left over from the wreck. He was half asleep and half meditating. My left half is asleep, but my right half is meditating. I am like a dolphin, everybody. What's a dolphin? Rock, rock, rock. Hey, look at me, I'm a dolphin. Rock, rock. Yes.
Yes, very good dolphin impersonation.
Pretty good dolphin impression.
Yeah. And if you weren't familiar, as Rufus just pointed out, dolphins are famous for left side meditation and right side sleep.
I mean, everyone knows that. I mean, come on. We don't need to tell people what dolphins are famous for. 1, left side meditation, right side sleep. 2, going rock, rock, rock. Right? That's what we all know about dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, and anything else, and you're a dolphin expert. Oh, wow. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think this may be one of those first draft moments where you're like, I'll do this bit later. Because it's got like a star, an asterisk, and then it says spellbind descript, and then another asterisk, and that's in capital letters as well, like it's a note.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's a title of the next section or if it's a do this later.
It's the bit we've already had then. A description of Johann P. Spellbinder.
Oh.
But
really?
yeah, but that's a
okay.
stupid place to put it. It's better off where it is, right?
Meditating. So how would that go? So he lay on the board, half asleep, half meditating, dolphin, rock, rock.
Yeah, that bit specifically.
Johann Spellbinder was his full name, his pitch black hair. Okay. Well, yeah, it's a little bit clumsy, but it's the first draft. But you can see how, like, sometimes you let a character do some stuff, and then at a moment of of low action, you go, and now let's look at the character and learn a little bit about them from the writer.
Yeah,
I suppose that makes more sense because the line out, there were two things confusing me. One was spellbind descript, but then the next line after that is he hated his wife.
Ha!
And that was confusing me, but I guess that's meant to carry on from the end of the description. So how does that work?
Yeah, let's find out what the end of it just.
The last line of the description is, a perfect man, many had exclaimed. His wife, however, would not have been inclined to agree.
Right, yeah.
He hated his wife. And so, lost in the middle of the Balladonian Sea, not Balladonian Sea.
Oh.
Lost in the middle of the Baladian Sea. It's 2/3, okay, I'm just reading what's there. The fact his wife was not with him was one consolation.
Right, I get it, yes.
Here, I may be dying on a plank and doing literally the worst dolphin impression in the history of the world, rock, rock. But at least my stupid wife is not here telling me that I am fucking useless because, firstly, she's got the proof now. I mean, look at me, shit. Okay, if she was here, I would have to admit she was right.
She's always being mean about my dolphin impersonation. She says it does not sound like a dolphin at all. But hey, since I've been here saying rock, 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 I've attracted lots of dolphins and they are my friends now, yes.
Yes. One of them ate my hand. It might be a shark. I mean, there's a chance it's a shark, but I think it's just a very hungry dolphin, okay?
Yeah.
other thoughts played on his mind. You ready for the first thought that played on his mind?
Yes.
Should he bugger off to Kerithon or fulfill his mission?
That's one thought, though, isn't it? Should I do this or this?
Yeah,
It's not
it is,
two
yeah.
thoughts. That's other thought.
Other thoughts played on his mind. Should he bugger off to Kerithon or fulfill his mission? Kerithon, a life without a wife.
Oh.
On the other hand, he was going to get paid an awful lot of money. He hummed to himself before dropping off to total sleep. There was mist. Mist and darkness. Mist, darkness, and things that barely resembled trees. Then, into view came a black-clothed figure. "Hold on, that's me," muttered Johann, who was reading the prose.
Weird.
The mist was clearing, the darkness receding. The trees were
Oh, he's
not
he's having
trees.
dropped off to sleep. He's having a dream, isn't he? That's why.
Okay. The trees were not trees.
I'm just going straight for it now. There were trees everywhere because there weren't trees everywhere. They weren't trees. I'm just saying the trees
there
were
were
not
lots
trees.
of not trees
Yeah.
there. Now the trees were not trees, but large, expensive, statues. And Johann's other self seemed to be examining one of them. Right. So yes, he's dreaming, and in his dream he can see himself.
Yes. Hey, what am I doing here? Oh, pleased to meet me.
It's nice to meet me too. I am you, but a previous incarnation of Johann P. Spellbinder.
Yes, I know who you are, you idiot. Are you calling you an idiot? Yes.
Am I calling you an idiot?
Yes.
Yes, this is fun, isn't it? I think we can make it go on for a page or two at least.
Yes. I just had a memory.
Did you? Cool.
My Doctor Who scripts were timed.
Oh, you read them to yourself?
Yeah, and like if it was like running around, I'd like run around the house and like imagine happening. So when I say like for 10 seconds of running or whatever, then I'm kind of
You would
doing
have
it and
done
I'd be
that.
like, yeah.
To be honest, I mean, yeah, I remember writing scripts that were then, like you enter a competition like with Stars, and they would have said it's got to be half an hour.
Yeah.
So you would read it, and that is such a bad way of doing it, right? I mean, at the time, we would have had no idea how utterly wrong those timings would be. I mean, like with the Most Entertaining Spectacle, where we would read it and time ourselves and go, "Oh, it's an hour and a half long," and then you go, "No, it's 8 hours."
Yeah.
You have written an 8-hour play. There's just something about actually performing with, like, even when you try and do it right, you like try and do the timing, it's always quicker, right?
Yes.
And that Stars is so long. And not just because we did it in 9 episodes or whatever, but that is not a half an hour script, is it? Fuck.
No.
That's got to be 2 hours or something to actually get actors to do that. But I believe that you would have read it and paced it as properly as you could do in half an hour, definitely. Mm-hmm. Shall I continue? Mm-hmm. So he's in his dream, and he's watching his other self examine some large, expensive statues. And Johann's other self seemed to be examining one of these humongous lumps of finery. Why don't I steal one? He asked himself. Who do you... Yeah, you were right. Who do you think I am? Retaliated his other self. Me. Correct, but we've no need of trash like this. Trash? They're worth about 1,000 crowns apiece. Ah, but don't you know where you are? I'm not really bothered, exclaimed the real Johann. It's hardly a very good dream if you can't do what you want. Steal one, he threatened. Oh,
I don't know.
Steal one is not a threat.
I don't know who the real Johann is.
No,
even though it
I
says
feel
it
like
once.
it got...
Yeah.
All right, I feel like I'm gonna. I feel like it's switched then, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I'll do it again, but I'll do it as the third and fourth Doctor Who's.
Okay, good plan, yeah.
Because as we know, I do excellent impressions of them both.
Yes.
All right, so why don't I steal one? He asked himself.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think I am? Retaliated his other self. Me. Correct, but we've no need of trash like this.
Mm-hmm.
Trash? They're worth about 1,000 crowns apiece. Ugh, but don't you know where you are? I'm not really bothered, exclaimed the real Johann. No, it was correct.
Yeah, brilliant.
I was just confused because I didn't realise that it was the real Johann saying steal them.
him.
I thought he was the one saying don't do it,
That's
and
what
the
I thought,
dream
yes.
guy was I'm not really bothered, exclaimed the real Johann. It's hardly a very good dream if you can't do what you want. Steal one, he threatened, or I'll pinch myself. He offered the ultimatum. Wow, that's confusing. Hold on, cried his doppelganger. We're in the king's parlour, waiting to be knighted and bestowed with enough dosh to get rid of our wife and still have a hefty amount left to retire to Kerithon and have a carefree life. Ooh. Wow, was all the stupefied Johann could muster. I think you have actually spelt stupefied right,
Hooray!
but the U looks like an O, so it looks like stopified. Yep, wow, encouraged Johann too. The original Johann found his tongue. Hey, what's this doing down here on the floor? No, that's mine. That's why I've been weird. Why I sound so different to you. Give me my tongue. Okay, that's much better. Thank you. So the original Johann found his tongue and asked, "How come?" I don't know what he's asking. How come about? Well, because why are we getting knighted? And getting enough money to murder our wife. I succeeded on the mission. Which one? To deliver the peace letter to Terrathon. Which letter? I've delivered loads. This is a really good dream conversation, isn't it? The one from King Luke III of Baladon to King Garak of Terrathon to stop the war. Oh, wow. That's decided then. I'll retrieve the letter and save the world. Johann awoke, and his character motivation was clearly established for everyone who was reading. I had a dream that if I do the mission that I wasn't sure about, because I was thinking of just not doing it and leaving my wife, but if I do it, I will get money so I can kill her instead. And that is better. Me told me in my dream. Me was there and me told me.
So ridiculous.
That's right, me was there and me did tell me.
Yeah.
Me told me all about it. See, I told me. What? No, I'm quite confused now as well.
Yeah, good.
Johann awoke. He was still lying on the... That looks like it says barrel now. But I guess it's board. Or I was wrong before. He's either on a board or a barrel.
Yeah.
I can't tell. Because this one, unlike the last thing we read, which was the prologue to The Candle of Ever, this, I suspect, is pre-remedial handwriting class.
Yeah.
All right, now things are going to get a bit weird.
Get.
No, I mean super weird, because there's a line, and then it goes into pen, and it's speech marks, and it's I love writing stories more than anything else in the world, said Alex.
What?
Yes, me too, exclaimed Jason, with feeling. I particularly like ghost stories, said Alex, but I do find punctuation a bother. And then there's another line that goes back into pencil. And then it says, Mrs. Locke said, if 4HWA don't settle down soon, there will be blood on the carpet. Oh, come off it, exclaimed Paul. You couldn't kill a wasp. I beg your pardon, she replied. I'll just demonstrate on Andrew. And then the next thing says, once upon a time, there was a monkey. It died because it a pencil the end. No, because it ate a pencil the end. And then you've given yourself an A.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote to every night. writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World, King Pink Part 2, the final part. And I'm sure we all agree that it ended satisfactorily and we're all feeling good about it. We're not questioning what the plot was at all and why the story doesn't even seem to have started yet. But you said, Howard, you told me that you wrote a longer version of this, right? This was the first go at it, but then you had a second go.
Yeah, it was. It was completed and handed in.
You wrote the whole story.
Yeah.
What happened in the completed story? Because what do we know so far? Johann was on a boat, and then he got dropped in the sea, and then he was going to get attacked by eels.
Yes.
But a boat fell on them.
A boat fell on them. That's correct. That's what happens in the redraft. Yes.
Then what?
Then I finished it and I handed it in.
But what was it about?
And I got 19 out of 20 for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a twist ending that none of us were expecting.
And the word good probably was, 19 good. But no, I didn't get a merit, but Alf Crime, my friend,
nemesis.
my nemesis, he got...
Friend and nemesis,
He
Alf
wrote
Crime.
something called Bloodline, and he used to read, like really big books by Brian Aldiss and stuff like that.
Tolkien. He was a big fan of Tolkien.
And he wrote something called Bloodline and used really long words, and he got 20 out of 20 as per usual.
Yeah, I know that Alf Crime used to read big books because I remember the Tolkien Appreciation Society that you and him started, right?
That I started.
That you started and that he was in. And I remember asking how you join, and he, quite snottily, said, well, first you have to read all of Tolkien's books. And I was like, all right, bye, bye then, bye. And only years later did you tell me that you hadn't. You just read The Hobbit and that was it. And you're there with Alf Crime going, oh yes, it's a very, very good series of books. I particularly like page 1,000,006. That's my favourite page in the Tolkien books, whatever they're called.
Yeah, no, I mean, I tried reading the Lord of the Rings, but it was really, really boring. The thing about The Hobbit is it's quite short and fun, and it's a children's book, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But the rest of his stuff is god awful, and and that's why this show is called The Worst Writer in the World, because of
after
J.R.R.
named
Tolkien.
in honour of J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah. And as a final swipe at Alf Crime, who got higher mark than you in this particular thing. So this story, Bloodline, that Alf Crime wrote, what was it about and why was it better than King Pink?
It was boring. But it had commas in it and paragraphs. And it wasn't written in pencil either.
And we know Mr. Cotton really cared about things like punctuation and spelling because he spent so long correcting it in your work, didn't he?
Well, he cared about it, but not enough to do anything about it.
To help.
Yeah.
To help an 11-year-old get better.
It's like most people in life, they look at the world and they see some terrible things going on. They go like, oh, it's really bad that those people are dying. But they don't go on to do anything about it.
Yeah, but no, it's not, because he was an English teacher. So it's like, what it's like is you're causing the misery, right? It's like you're murdering someone.
Yeah.
And in the middle, you're like, it's terrible that this person's getting murdered by me. But, I wish I could do something, but I just feel powerless to stop me from murdering him. That is literally his job as an English teacher of a middle school child of 11 or 12 years old. It was his job to teach you, not to expect you to already know everything about spelling, paragraphing and punctuation. And it's very much his fault that your writing is what it is now.
Yeah.
And that you've had a show called The Worst Writer in the World named in your honour, actually. I'm afraid to tell you it's not named about Tolkien.
What?
Listen
but
to
we
the lyrics
agreed.
Listen to the lyrics in the theme tune that you wrote and sang. Check them out. It's going to be a real surprise for you.
Didn't it go little J.R.R.R. dreamed of writing some boring poetry, and he did do. Yeah, so no, in answer to your question, I've no idea what happened at the end. I'm guessing that Johann got the letter and saved the day, and everyone lived happily ever after.
Fair enough. All right, let me ask you another question. Why is it called King Pink?
Is a stupid circus rubbish writer. Yeah.